Hey guys, welcome to the first video ever uploaded on this channel. My name is Jaden, aka JBricks, and today I'm bringing you something really special as this is the first Lego set that I ever owned, that, at least to my remembering, that I received as a kid. This is set number 8018. It originally released all the way back in 2009, so I remember getting this set. I'm pretty sure it was my 7th birthday, so I got it around July of 2009. And this is my original set. I mean, this is the one I've had since then. I don't have the instructions or the box or anything, but I've maintained the set all these years. It sat in boxes or in tubs for a long time, and I recently got back into Lego Star Wars. As you can see, I obviously have some recent big sets that came out, and I've absolutely loved it. So I just wanted to kind of do something like this and make Lego content on YouTube because I love it and I watch so many different people who love it themselves. So yeah, I'm super excited to be bringing this to anybody who watches. This set is set number 8018. It is the Armored Assault Tank, or the AAT is what most people would probably know it as. It originally retailed for $49.99, so which I think is pretty crazy. Now, this set, new in box, is around $312, so very steep. It's pretty crazy to think that a set that came out over 15 years ago and only retails for $50 has 7 minifigures in it. I mean, I feel like that's not something we've seen a whole lot of nowadays. And this set is obviously, they've made other AATs since then, and I think this set is still the best of all the AATs made. There's an argument for the first one that came out, but I think this one just has more modern look, and I also personally like the color scheme more. So, and this is the only AAT I own personally. And I love it, and I have always loved it since I was a little kid. I obviously still have it. So with that said, let's get into the in-depth review, starting with the minifigures. All right, so starting off with our first minifigures, we actually have two B1 battle droids. These are obviously, if it ain't broke, don't fix them. This is the same one back in 2009, and we're getting the same one here in 2026. Actually, funny enough, I'm pretty sure they're both supposed to have curved arms. And this arm looks slightly like a different color. So I'm wondering if at some point I wanted to put a blaster in this droid's hand. So I put you could put a blaster in these ones too, but I think maybe I replaced it. But yeah, both these droids did not have the straight arm or whatever. So I must have lost an arm and replaced it with this one. So that's kind of funny to look at that. Next up, we actually have our B2 battle droids. These are actually the special ones too that have the rocket arms, which funny enough, now that I look at it, only 2 of these have the rocket arms. And I'm pretty sure that this one here is actually one of the newer ones. So I'm really not sure where he came from. So I guess I must have lost one of the rocket arms at some point throughout my life. But I still managed to have 2, and I really do think that these 2 are, this is such a good, 2009, this looks great. I mean, obviously the new one I think also looks pretty good as well, but the rocket arm just has so much detail on it, and I think that it just overall, great minifigure. I mean, they haven't done a whole lot to change this, and I really don't know if there's much they can do. I mean, obviously this I think is a more modern one, and I mean, it really is essentially the same besides slightly maybe a little different coloring and the rocket arm. But yeah, I really think the rocket arm is really sick and stuff like that, and I think was something really unique that they did for the set. All right, next we have a Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This one is actually, I have in my collection, is not too yellowed. I have a lot of yellowed Phase 1 troopers, so I was happy to find this. Yeah, really great minifigure. I mean, this is pretty good Phase 1 troop time as well. So, I mean, obviously it has the clone face they used back then for everything and stuff like that. But I think this is a really good minifigure. Has really good torso printing. I mean, obviously no leg printing or anything like that, but this was 2009. I mean, that was not a thing. I mean, it was a thing, but not on something like this. So yeah, and I've managed to keep them in pretty good shape, no cracks or anything like that. So yeah, really great minifigure. I wish they would make more Phase 1 clones, because I really think that this is I think they look great. I love the fin. I just like the overall look. And then lastly here we have Yoda, and I actually am so surprised at how well this figure, I mean, obviously a little bit of fading on the back and stuff like that, but I mean, most of the time it's the eyes that really get bad on these rubber heads, and his eyes are almost perfect. So I'm really impressed that, like, because I mean, this Yoda sat in tubs for years. So I'm really impressed at just how good, how well it stayed together and just not fading or anything like that. This Yoda is obviously based off the Clone Wars, thus the Clone Wars eyes. I know a lot of people give those like a little bit of hate, and like obviously it looks pretty goofy, but I mean, comparing this to the source material, this looks almost exactly what we see. Got good torso printing and stuff like that. I mean, it's pretty no back print or anything like that, but I mean, it's pretty accurate to what you see. A little boring, obviously, but I think overall it's a good minifigure. This is also back when the lightsabers, like the green was like a slightly different color and like it had the bubbles in it. I really do miss that. Like, I know like it's such like a simple thing and doesn't really matter, but I don't know why, but I always liked the lightsabers that had the bubbles in them for some odd reason. But yeah, that is actually all the minifigures. Obviously, most of them are droids that you get, but I think really overall really great minifigure selection. All right, and lastly, we have the actual AAT build, and like wow, I just have to say, like, this set has just held up so well. Like, thinking that this set is as old as it is just crazy to me, because like Lego Star Wars, just especially like the Clone Wars release sets, like back then when the show was coming out, they were just releasing so many good sets at a time and stuff like that. And this, I really think, just like is proof to that, because this just, I think, blows all the other AATs out of the water easily. It's got great detailing, got great play features, stuff like that. So yeah, firstly, let's just start with the X tier. I mean, I don't really have to say much more, you know, looks great from the outside. I think the set is probably slightly above minifigure scale, like just barely, like maybe just a tad too big. But honestly, I just like how big this set is. And just like it looks so good on a shelf, stuff like that. You know, you pair this with other Separatist vehicles, and I think it looks awesome. You obviously have these stickers on the bottom here that like represent the, you know, the intake thing there, and those look great. I mean, this is something that's missing on the newer AATs and stuff. And I mean, they're stickers, but this is back when they did the clear, so like the colors actually matched. I really think this adds a lot. It's obviously a playset too, so not expecting a ton of printed pieces. Then we also have the two Separatist symbols on the side. Gotta like those. You know, the gray matches. It's not gray. They're clear stickers, so there's no mismatched gray or anything like that. Something I'm noticing is this little discoloration here. For the most part, you know, a little bit there too, but I'm honestly surprised at how well this set has stayed, like, color-wise. So yeah, this set has lots of different features too. Like, it's not like so much, like, you would just not think this set has everything to it. So obviously, you know, as we see in the show, the top opens up of the AAT. I mean, there's not a whole lot in there, just like a little spot to sit a droid, which I will show in a sec. Well, actually, I'll just do that right now. Yep, you can just grab your droid minifigure and you can pop him up in there, and you can, you know, it looks good. It looks almost exactly like what we see in the first episode of the Clone Wars with Yoda and stuff like that, which is what this is based off of. And, you know, if you want to have your minifigure closed up in there, you can, if I can get it, you can have him, maybe, well, I say that, but I swear you can, here, let me try the actual curved one. You can, well, I know you can do this, but I'm struggling here. Oh wait, I think, there we go. Okay, not exactly, but I know you can close them in there, but I must have something incorrect in there. So yeah, that looks really good with him in there. Then secondly, you have this little hatch up here that can open and close. It's obviously, I'll explain what's in there, but you have a little bit of interior in there, which looks nice. This top cannon can go almost completely up, like literally all the way up. The top cannon can rotate all the way around. You know, you can 360 it if you really want to. We obviously have flick fire missiles, which, I mean, we'll see. This still works. Oh, look at that. See how far that went? I'm probably not gonna be able to find that. Yeah, lots of play features on the outside, but my favorite play feature as a kid was actually in the back here. You'll notice there's this little thing back here, and you pull this down, and it's like a little, I don't even know, like a little cart that comes out of the thing. And I just, as a kid, I remember thinking this was just so cool to have. Like, you would have a minifigure up inside of the, if I can get this minifigure placed here. Oh gosh, you would have a minifigure placed inside your AAT, and you could, oh my gosh, I'm having trouble. You could have him here, and he could just drive it around. And I just always thought it was super cool. Just like, you know, you can pop him in there. Oh, maybe if he'll hook, you'll hook, and then you, oh, it's not hooking for some reason. Oh, there we go. Have him hooked up in there, and then you can't even tell that he's in there or anything like that. So, yeah, and you could just, whoop, bring him out like this, and, you know, have him, he's obviously a little messed up there, but have him drive around. And I just really like, I don't know why as a kid, I would almost sometimes play with this more than I would play with the actual set. George's kind of posted up there a little bit, but I would play with this almost more than I would with the actual set. So yeah, really great. You know, obviously a printed control panel there too. Got these orange studs. I mean, it can, you know, bend if you wanted to like set it up like that or something like that. But yeah, you could have a really nice, you know, battle here with Yoda fighting the AAT and this little cart coming out. And I just really liked how you could just hide it back here without any problems or anything. So yeah, really awesome set. So yeah, guys, that is the review for today. As I said, this is such a special set to me, as this is really what got me into it. To think that, you know, 16 years ago, I got one of my first sets, and here I am now, as, you know, years later, still collecting and buying new sets. So crazy to think how long something that we're passionate about can last. So yeah, there's a lot of good of this set, and I think, you know, modern Lego Star Wars could take notes from this set, because it has a lot of things that nowadays we don't get. So anyway, that's going to be today's review. I hope everybody who watches this enjoys it. If there's any Lego review type thing that you would like to see, let me know. I'm also gonna try to do like some sort of Q&A thing eventually, just because it's my first ever time doing this. In case there's people who watch it who don't know who I am, then I could, you know, I have a decently sized collection. You can see I have a shelf here that has lots on it. I also have a shelf over here and shelves over here, and a shelf behind the camera too. So I can also do like an in-depth video on my collection too. I'm gonna, oh, Yoda fell. Oh, he fell again. Okay. I'm going to try to review new sets that come out too. I know we have more sets coming out for May 4th and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about maybe buying sets then too. So yeah, just let me know if there's anything that you guys would like me to review on this channel. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.